Hey everyone, welcome back to CSS tutorial for complete beginners. Today we're going to learn about how to create a footer in HTML file using CSS. As you can see, we created a footer into our website, HTML website, and we used some CSS to make it a little bit beautiful. So that's it. How are you going to do it? This video will going to show you. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first we're going to open the Visual Studio Code. I'm going to save everything. And then what we're going to do, as you can see right here, if you refresh it, there is something showing. And now as you can see, all things are clear. So if you just set it into the right side and open the Visual Studio Code to the left side, then we can simply show you by simply using live server that what changes that making for this website. So first we're going to work into the body section. We're going to add a div tag. Into the div tag, we're going to add a class. Into the class, we're going to name it as content. Then we're going to save it. Then we're going to add a h1 tag. So for that, I'm going to click on h1 tag. And into the h1 tag, I'm going to name it as welcome to the website. And after writing this, if we just save it, it will looks like this at your right side. And then we're going to go for adding a p tag and then going to add some details, like I'm going to add some details called, or we can simply use the lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum, we added some lorem ipsum over here. And then we're going to save it. And as we can see, there is some details shows on. And then what we're going to do, we're going to close the div tag over here. So for that, close div. That's it. And then we're going to add our footer section. So for that, if I just scroll down a little bit upper, and here we're going to add the footer. So for that, I'm going to add the footer. And into the footer, we're going to name it as a class. Class, we can simply add footer. And then we're going to add this angular brackets. And into the footer tag, we're going to add a p tag. So for that, I'm going to add a p tag. And into the p tag, I'm going to add over here called copy. After the copy, we can simply add 2025 your website, and then we can simply add all right reserved, and then we can simply close the p tag, and then we can simply add another p tag, and from here we can simply add follow us on a rev hash Facebook, giving an anchor tag and then closing the anchor tag, and going to give another time anchor tag, going to add href and going to give it another hash and name it as Twitter, and giving another time anchor tag href, giving hash and give the angular brackets, and then give Instagram. And then close the p tag. and then we're going to close the footer section as well. Then we can simply save it. And now as you can see, these things we added into our HTML website. And now we will going to work with the style.css. For the style.css, we can simply work with first this star. We're going to give the curly brackets, and into the curly brackets, you can add some margin. For the margin, we can simply add 0. We can save it right now, and that will looks like this. After we're going to add some padding. So for that, I'm going to click on padding, going to give 0. And then we're going to add box size. Box sizing. I'm going to give the box sizing as border box. I'm going to save it. And as you can see, the changes are looking very much. I'm going to give a font family. So for the font family, I'm going to use Arial, Helvetic, Sans Serif. And then it will looks like this. And after that, we're going to come for the body section. For the body section, we can simply give the body and give the angular brackets. And into the angular brackets, we can simply add display, give it as flex. And then going to give the flex direction column, and then we can simply save it. And after that, we can simply add in height 200 VH, save it. And after that, we can simply give the background color like hash F5, we can save it. So these are all for the links. That's why you can simply see, we can simply see this kind of interface over here. So the system is all going for the body section. That's why you are not getting any changes. So for that, you just need to keep patience. And now we will going to work with the content. And now if we just give the curly brackets, give the flex with 1, I'm going to save it. And then we're going to give a text align. So for that, I'm going to type text align and give it a center. If we just save it, now you can see the changes. And then we're going to give a padding. So for that, we're going to enter the padding, give it as a 50px. So for that, we're going to type 50px. Then going to save it. And after going for the content, we'll now going for the footer. So for that, in here, I'm going to type over here dot footer. I'm going to give the curly brackets. Into the curly brackets, I can simply add a background color. For the background color, I can simply use this hash 33. I can simply save it. And then I'm going to go for the color for the text, and the color should be white. And now if I save it, as you can see, now it's looking like white. And then I'm going to go for the text align, and for the text align, I can simply add it as a center, can save it. And then I'm going to look for the padding. So for the padding, I'm going to type padding and then give it as 15 pixel by 0. Then I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to add the width. So for that, I'm going to add the width and give it as 100%. Going to save it. And then I'm going to give a font size. So for that, I'm going to type over here font size 16 px. Going to save it. And then if I just go for dot footer and give anchor brackets and give the curly brackets and give a color hash ffcc00. Going to save it, and now it's looking like this for the different color. And then we're going to give for text decoration. So I'm going to give the text decoration attribute and then save it as a none. Then you can save it. After, we can simply give a font weight as a bold. So for that, I'm going to give it font width, and the weight should be bold. So for that, I'm going to click on bold, going to save it. And then I'm going to give a margin of 0.5 pixel. Going to save it. And after that, we can give a footer over. So for that, I'm going to give footer k clone hover and give the curly brackets, and the curly bracket should be text decoration underline. So I'm going to give text decoration, text decoration, give for underline, I'm going to give it like this, and that's it. We're going to now save it. We did a slight mistake, and as you can see, we now solved it. So as you can see that we added the footer, but it's not into the baseline and to the bottom. So for making it into the bottom, we can simply add an image. So for that, I can simply use img, and I'm going to add this image. If I just give the HTML file, so if I just add this image, and then what I can do, if I just remove it, can skip. So now what we can do, can simply drag down it. Going to copy this name, going to index our HTML file, and now here I can simply give the source over here. If I just save it, as you can see, we added this image into our website. So if I just maximize it, as you can see that this image is set into our website, and at the end you can see the footer over. So this is how we can simply add footer into your website in a very simple way. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you for another videos. Till then, goodbye.